Hello. Uh, Long time no video. I'm out here today by Mission Bay. Hey. And I am just waiting until it's time to go over to work. I won't start for a few more hours. I'm just sitting here by the water and I wanted to talk about gratitude. This era of life that I am in, y'all, like, it has been nothing short of a roller coaster, in every way you can possibly imagine. There's been loss, there's been uprooting, there's been shifts and changes, there's been a lot of tears, there's been breakdowns and breakthroughs, but in that common thread, I've been trying my best to my ability to find the silver lining in these things, because that's just the beauty of sort of choosing to have this journey of life in the most conscious way possible. Like, you want to be aware of the amazing things that are happening in between all the shitty things. So I guess it's just a PSA to other people who are going through it, because life is not life if everything's perfect, you know. There are perfect moments, but gratitude should always be the center as much as possible. When I tell you I understand how pessimistic the brain is by nature, it doesn't make it easy for us. It's not like, ooh, this is my innate, like, I want to do this. Like, this is, I feel like shit, I'm excited to be grateful. Like, no, you feel like shit, you want to curl up in a ball, you want to sulk and decompose into yourself and shrink down and just, like, let it overtake you more often than not. So how can we combat that? Simply, like, for me, I'll just play some Lavender, she's a YouTuber, affirmations, and I'll just let it play in my ear. Sometimes it won't even feel natural just for me to repeat it, but like, I say it back to myself in my head, or I just echo it through her words, and those things do subconsciously help. And just simply writing down the things you're grateful for, or just thinking them in your head, or just keeping an eye out on the beauty of life when life feels like it's closing in on you and it's attacking you. And I've been in a transitional period for a while, living situations, moving out of my family home and navigating what it means to be a independent adult in the world in California. I'm working on moving to, like, the other side of town because of work, and because where I'm at right now, I was placed there because of my mom, and there's nothing that I'm interested in over there besides my partner, who lives in, like, an in-between area. So once I do move, it'll be easier for my relationship, for my job, for my bank account, for my peace of mind. And in between all of that, I'm very grateful to have a support system that does not allow me to melt into my sorrow and simply be much more of an observer than I've ever been in my life. I usually don't know how to control when the emotions just want to take over, and that's normal and human of us, you know. However, it's important that we recognize what feels better, you know. Does it feel better to sulk, or does it feel better to be like, okay, this is a shitty situation. What is something I have control of right now? That brain instantly wants to soothe, instantly wants us to feel better, you know. So like, what can I do in this moment to remind myself of my power, remind myself of the fact that this is one moment in a huge web of like cosmic intelligence and cosmic planning and alignment. And I will say, I've never felt more aligned in my entire life. I've never felt more, I don't want to say heartbroken, but devastated by one of my core pillar matriarch women not being here anymore in my life. However, I can be grateful that I knew her and that I was loved by her so deeply, and she instilled so many beautiful values into me that will live on as long as I live on. And those are moments where I'm like very grateful to be the observer, to be objective. But I'm not gonna be like, oh, we're here to intellectualize everything we feel. When I tell you last night I was sobbing in my girlfriend's arms because the memorial happened, I wasn't able to be there because we were across the country, and even my mom wasn't able to be there, and it was hard to see, you know, a family member posted their recap of their experience at the memorial, and that just really made me feel some type of way that I couldn't be there to see her off, you know, in that sort of energetic way. However, being able to realize the blessings I had to be with this family member up until her last days, and these other family members hadn't seen her for years, and they didn't have that intimacy of helping her and like holding her and loving her through these challenging parts of her moment, her last moments. Like, life is so nuanced, and there's so many layers, and there's so many possible ways to experience this existence. And like, when I ask this question, it's not to be like, I'm not gonna ever feel like I just want to close in on myself again, but why do we just doubt that we can make ourselves, I don't know, I think we give our power away to emotions sometimes too much, talking about myself, and therein lies the issue, because emotions are fleeting. They always will be. They're never permanent. Like, nothing we have ever felt has just stayed that way ever since we first felt it, you know? It comes and goes. It bobs and weaves. So, being like, this too shall pass, this is temporary. The universe is setting you up for so much more than you know, than you can see in this moment, in God, whatever you want to call it. I've been reworking my relationship with the word God. There's a lot of little critters around here. Let me show you all where I'm at. And all these rocks. It's beautiful out here. But yeah, you know, being raised in a Christian household, you and God have a very, you know, specific type of relationship. So I had to leave that, drop it, let it be for a hot minute. That word. I've been saying divine, spirit, universe, but God is literally everything that's happening right now. God is everything that's happening to a T. Everything that gives life and that is alive and that is moving and that is a molecular part of this whole fucking system, like, all of that is God. I've also been learning boundaries with parental figures in my life that I haven't had to worry about implementing. Ah, I hear one of those little blind buzzy beetles. Get away from me. Get away. Get away. Get away. Get away. Y'all see me fight for my life right now. Get away. These beetles, I tell y'all, they scare me, but I know they're good luck. I know that they represent abundance or whatever, but like them things have it out for me and my girlfriend. They're always trying to get into the car. And they're just unsettling because they can't see where they're going. So there was just a time when I was younger, tangent. There was a time when I was younger and I was in the drive-thru with my mom. I was just sitting there. I was in the passenger seat and the window was down. One of them damn beetles came in and I was like, holy shit. And I couldn't get it out fast enough. And it was just like instant, like upset, very upsetting. But hey, I'll take the message. I'm sorry, universe. You know me. I'll take the message, but like, the beetle don't gotta be in my earlobe. It's okay. It's quite all right. Basically, the message of this video is to rest into gratitude, rest into your support system, rest into yourself. It's hard for me to like, I'm not casting that spell on myself. Let me take a moment. There are times where it feels very challenging. It feels very challenging to center and actually ground myself. So being able to do that and sit in nature in a patch of grass. Not everyone has access to the ocean. I hear you, I see you, I feel you. I'm very blessed to be, in California where there's water like everywhere, but main goal is nature. Trust and tap in with yourself. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get ready to head over to work in a little bit, but it just felt right to, there's a little morning dove. Whenever I see doves, it reminds me of that family member. She was a huge lover of Jesus. And I actually found like a white teddy bear with a dove on it like a month and a half ago, randomly. And I haven't seen dove symbolism at all, like my life. Like I haven't picked up on that symbolism at all until these past 2 months. I'm just looking at the dove right now. She's sitting on the tree. Oh, she's here. I love you. Take care of yourselves. Surround yourself with love. Speak life into yourself any chance you get, because this world will want the opposite for you. There are so many people out there who are so miserable with themselves. They don't even have space. Like, there are people in your life probably that you're like, well, why are you not being there for me right now? Because they don't even have the capacity to show up for themselves fully. So they're not even able to show up for other people. Oh, little crabs. So I just always want to iterate that, like, becoming your own best friend is such an amazing superpower, and it's a journey that I am slowly embarking on, because life be lifing. And so it's important. The only person that we're gonna leave this planet with for sure is ourselves. So we need to nourish that connection as though it is the most sacred thing, because it is the most sacred thing. Love one another, trust yourself, get still, journal, and move your body. Eat food that makes you happy. Trust that inner voice. If it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no. Sending love from Cali. I'm proud of you. Everything that you've gone through, every silent battle you've fought, without anyone holding your hand through it, and everything in between. It's hard out here, so you are a walking miracle, and don't ever forget it. Every day is a blessing. You won't be able to see it, but this is the tree that the dove is on, and this man's on the cart right here, but yeah, hold on.